Hey y'all, this is Anthony and Joy from Aiken's Outdoor Adventures. Today we're going to talk to you about 2 methods of food storage on trail to keep your food safe.
So we've had a lot of people ask us, how do we keep our food safe on the trails? Now there's lots of different ways you can do it, and the 2 methods that we have found, or 2 products that we have found that we like the most, is the Ursack and then the
BV500.
Now the Ursack and the BV500 both are 15 liters. They each have their own purposes. I know they don't look about the same, but we're gonna go over some pros and cons of each one of these items. So I'll let Joy here tell you about her favorite product, which is the BV500.
The reason I prefer the BV500 is, for one, this is large enough to fit food for 2 people for between 3 and 4 days. Technically it's supposed to fit on their website food for 1 person for 7 days. So we just usually split it right down the middle and it works really well. Obviously it is big and the weight doesn't let you down either. It is 2 pounds, 8 ounces. This thing is a monster, which for obvious reasons, this thing can completely protect from a bear. You don't have to obviously put it in a tree or anything like that. We put it at least 100 yards away from wherever it is that you are camping. Please, for the love of God, don't put this in your tent with you. Yes, it is supposed to help with scent, but please don't trust that. Put it 100 yards away, put it by the base of a tree, and it'll be perfectly fine by morning. I mean, back in bear country in Colorado, we had no issues with bears messing with this at all. We also kept in here certain scented items like toothpaste and deodorant that were recommended to keep in there. Basically anything that has an odor, keep it in here. And this worked great. It was fantastic for a seat to sit on. We opted not to bring our collapsible chairs one year because we had this and it was great. I've used it as a tabletop to cook on when we didn't have rocks or things or level ground, and it was fantastic. So a variety of pros, but weight would be definitely one of the negatives because 2 pounds, 8 ounces is a lot when you're comparing that to the full weight of your pack, which mine usually averages with water around 20 pounds, and Anthony's varies between 25 and 30, and he usually carries the food. In a separate video, we're gonna show you guys the best placement that we found to store this, but we are not gonna talk about that now. There is also an option of the BV450, which is half the size. It is still 2 pounds, but it's gonna take up less space, which may be a better option for you.
Thanks, Joy, for letting us know about the great product, the BV500. That makes it on the video, that's gonna be funny. Anyways, so the first year we went to Colorado, we used the BV500. The bugs are all over us. Ticks and everything, but we used the BV500 the first year we went to Colorado. It worked great. I used it, I carried it in my backpack. We just kind of split up the weight a little bit different. I carried all the food, she carried a little bit more of the tent. The second year we went, we found this right here, which is a Ursack. And the Ursack is a pretty awesome piece of gear that we love to take with us.
It's not listed on the Maroon Bells 4-Pass Loop website, but we did talk to park rangers. We actually brought both, and we're told that if we chose to take it, that the Ursack was acceptable to take out there. Just a heads up if you're planning to tackle that gorgeous route.
But anywhere you go though, the first thing you should always do is check and see what kind of gear you need to bring with you for bear protections, food storage on the trails. So this is the Ursack. This is a Ursack XL. It's 15 liters. I think it's for 7 days for 1 person, but for me and Joy, the way we pack our food, the kind of food that we take, it does great for just me and her. It's made out of like a Kevlar material. It has some heavy cordage so that you can really get the opening there really taut. When we were in Colorado, we did hang this in a tree. In Missouri, you hang your food in just a dry sack, whatever you can. The bears aren't very big, so you don't have to have it too high off the ground. We like to go 12 to 15 feet off the ground, 2 foot away from the tree. So when we went to Colorado, we actually hung this up in the tree. Come to find out, they have designed this bag that after you tie it together, to tie it directly to the base of a tree, about 6 to 7 foot on the tree, and it can wrap around. We are gonna do a video later to show how that works. Another reason why we switched to the Ursack is because of how small it is. I mean, it's lightweight. It's 2 pounds less than the BV500. But once you start running out of food, you can start rolling it down in your backpack, taking up less and less room. The other thing that we like about this Ursack, which was one of my favorite things, is most of the food we take with us has either been dehydrated or freeze-dried. So it already can be smashed down to a smaller package. So being in here, you can shove this in your backpack and it takes up a lot less room. I mean, when this thing is completely full, it's still, I mean, it's like a tent, outside of a tent site. The way that you secure it, just a real quick demonstration, is there's 2 holes here. The side, you put the strings through the hole. And tighten it. Once you tighten it, you're going to do a double overhand knot and tie it down tight. Once you have that double overhand knot done, you still have plenty of cordage here to tie to a tree, or like I mentioned earlier, we tied it in a tree in Colorado and we had plenty to just tie a knot, carabine it, and pull it up. If you don't know how to do the double overhand knot, or if you just forget, the tag right here on the back side has a picture of the knot that you'll be tying. So there's a couple cons with this bag right here. The first one is you have to hang it or you tie it to a tree. If you tie it to a tree, more than likely a bear can still reach it unless you're going to be climbing the tree yourself. Bear gets hold of this and somehow gets this thing open, which I doubt they will, but if they do get it open, it means the bears are going to be more used to getting food from humans and finding these more often.
All right, so these are the 2 products that we pretty much teeter-totter between depending on where we're going. And again, it just depends on the environment. If whenever we do eventually get to go to Yosemite, we have to take the bear can. It's grizzly country, these are not allowed.
Well, also we're doing a 88-mile hike and we don't know how many trees are going to be there. We might go a long ways and not find any trees, so then this is useless.
True. So look at where you're going. Be sure to research your route to see what the allowed methods are and what's necessary to keep you safe. Or again, like if the dual purpose of this makes it more convenient, great. If saving space and weight is what's priority for you, this is the way to go. And they have, I think, at least 4 or 5 different sizes. This is the Ursack.
It's the XL.
XL.
Also, check us out on Instagram and on Facebook. We're going to be posting a new video every Monday.
So subscribe, follow us. We've put a link down here at the bottom for you. Thank you guys so much for watching.
Remember, pack it in, pack it out.